You are being evaluated right now, not for your intentions, not for your values, for your signals. Every room you enter is already ranking you. Before you speak, before you explain yourself, before you think you've had a chance. And here is the cruelty people refuse to admit. The ones who talk the least are usually the ones with the most control, not because they are kinder, not because they are wiser, but because silence terrifies the human nervous system. You think silence is passive. You think silence means weakness, shyness, lack of confidence. That belief alone is why you are underestimated. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Most people still don't. The world is not moral. It is efficient. Humans are not noble thinkers. They are biological scanners. They scan for risk, status, scarcity, control. They do not ask, is this person good? They ask, can this person hurt me? Can this person be ignored? Do I need their approval, or do they need mine? Silence answers all of these questions faster than words ever could. Machiavelli wrote, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand," meaning, appearance always outranks essence. And silence is one of the most powerful appearances there is. Silence is not absence. It is a signal. In nature, the loudest animals are not the most dangerous. They are the most nervous. Predators stalk in silence. Prey makes noise. Noise is leakage. Silence is compression. When you over-explain, you are signaling anxiety, need for approval, desire to be understood. When you overshare, you are broadcasting low leverage, emotional hunger, lack of control over your own narrative. Humans are wired to exploit weakness automatically, not out of cruelty. Out of efficiency, they don't even know they're doing it, and neither do you. When you talk too much, think back to moments you were ignored. Meetings where your ideas were taken, but your presence was not respected. Conversations where you felt invisible. Negotiations where the other side leaned back while you leaned forward. You thought the problem was clarity, so you added more words. That was the mistake. Machiavelli warned, "He who speaks too much reveals his mind." And once your mind is revealed, it can be managed. Silence denies others information. And what they cannot read, they cannot dominate. Silence creates a vacuum, and humans cannot tolerate vacuums. When you are silent, people project their fears onto you. They imagine power where they lack information. They fill the gap with assumptions, often in your favor. This is not mystical. It is neurological. Uncertainty activates threat detection. A silent man in a room is unpredictable. Unpredictability equals danger. Danger demands respect. Machiavelli stated, "It is better to be feared than loved if one cannot be both." Silence is one of the cleanest ways to generate controlled fear without aggression. The noisy man explains himself, defends himself, chases agreement, wants to be liked. He believes merit will save him. The silent man observes, waits, selects his moments, lets others reveal themselves. He understands access matters more than merit. Noise begs for attention. Silence assumes it, and assumption is power. Silence is not muteness. It is restraint. You speak after others finish, when words create leverage, when silence has already done the work. In negotiation, silence forces concessions. In conflict, silence destabilizes aggressors. In social hierarchies, silence elevates perceived rank. Machiavelli wrote, "The prudent man should always follow in the footsteps of great men." Great men were never loud. They were scarce. Do not wait to feel confident. Confidence is not internal. It is behavioral. Your posture changes your hormones. Your restraint rewires your nervous system. Your silence trains others how to treat you. Power is not felt first. It is enacted first. Waiting to feel ready is submission disguised as patience. The weak wait for permission. The strong withhold themselves. Over-explaining is a poverty signal. Oversharing is a poverty signal. Constant availability is a poverty signal. Abundance does not chase. It selects. Silence tells the world, "I am not desperate to be understood. I do not need your validation. I decide when I engage." That message alone changes how people behave around you. The same law applies digitally. Constant posting signals need. Oversharing your process signals insecurity. Explaining yourself to strangers signals weakness. Scarcity creates value. Controlled presence creates gravity. Machiavelli would never flood the marketplace with himself. He would appear, then disappear, letting rumor do the work. Understanding this changes nothing. Execution is where most men collapse. They return to noise, to explaining, to emotional leakage, not because they don't understand, but because silence feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is the price of power. Most people cannot pay it. Silence will either make you respected or expose how dependent you are on approval. There is no middle ground. Once you see this, you cannot unsee it. And once you practice it, others feel it, even if they can't explain why. Machiavelli said, "A man who does not know how to dissimulate does not know how to rule." Silence is the foundation of dissimulation. What you've heard here is only the surface. The deeper techniques, timing, withdrawal, controlled disappearance, narrative starvation cannot be shared publicly, not because they are secret, but because they are dangerous in the hands of the undisciplined. If you stayed to the end, you already separated yourself. Subscribe. And if you are serious, not curious, there is an inner level where nothing is filtered. This is not for everyone. It is for those who choose. The choice, victim or master, invisible or inevitable, observed or respected.